Land Rover Discovery Review. R rating: 5 star. New Discovery offers Range Rover refinement with a better value price tag, given it packs more practicality and plenty of tech. 4. Incredibly spacious, keen entry-level pricing, massively practical, clever tech options. Against: divisive styling, higher spec models are expensive, 4CYL diesel still not as efficient as rivals. The 5th generation Land Rover Discovery is incredibly refined, while the addition of Land Rover's twin-turbo 4-cylinder diesel engine has made the 7-seat SUV available to a wider group of buyers looking for practicality and luxury with lower running costs. It combines all this with the versatility you'd expect from an upmarket 7-seat 4x4. When it comes to coping with family life, the Disco excels, while it's unrivaled off-road, too. It's certainly not the most dynamic car in its class, but it is extremely comfortable, and if you factor in some smart new technology, it's a very capable package indeed. Our choice: Land Rover Discovery SD4. Now in its 5th generation, Land Rover has made some big changes to the Discovery. For one, the styling is much different. Buyers softened up by the smaller Discovery Sports design will see some familiar design cues in Land Rover's new, larger 7-seater, but the car has come in for some criticism due to its divisive looks, particularly the rear end. There are even more changes under the revised skin, though. Land Rover has moved away from the body-on-frame construction of the Discovery's predecessors, so there's now an aluminium monocoque underpinning this car, which makes the Disco a lot lighter. Depending on spec, with the new 4-cylinder diesel engine, the Discovery is up to 480 kilograms lighter than before. However, this is all relative as the car still weighs easily more than 2 tons. Air suspension is standard across the range, so all of that mass is nicely controlled on the move, while alongside the new twin-turbo Ingenium 4-cylinder diesel, Land Rover also offers a TD6 V6 turbo diesel and an SI6 supercharged V6 petrol. There are 4 trim levels to choose from. The entry-level S model represents an attractively priced entry point to the range, until you realize that it gets the bare minimum of kit. Leather isn't even standard, while you only get air conditioning and not climate control. The highlights are Bluetooth, DAB, cruise control, and autonomous emergency braking. The SE model sits above this, and it's a relatively large price jump, but it's worth it for the extra kit it brings. You get the smaller 8-inch Sat-NAV screen, heated electric leather seats, climate control, and LED lights among other things. Upgrading to house spec adds the larger 10-inch infotainment system, an upgraded Meridian stereo, Land Rover's in-control apps, more USB sockets, keyless entry, a power tailgate, and the new Discovery's party piece fully electric folding second and third row seats. This is by no means an exhaustive list of the abundant extras this trim level brings. House Luxury offers pretty much everything you'd want from a luxury 7-seater with enough kit to match a Range Rover. You get high-end features such as a TV, more safety kit including a surround view monitor, heated rear seats including the third row, and the firm's intelligent seat fold system that lets owners configure the seats remotely using a smartphone app. The Discovery goes up against other premium 7-seat SUVs such as the Volvo XC90 and the Audi Q7, spanning both camps. If you want a diesel engine, the Volvo is only available with a 4-cylinder unit, while the Q7 is only offered with a V6. There's a choice of both in the Discovery. Engines, performance, and drive. 4.3 star. New 4-cylinder diesel offers a more efficient entry point to the Discovery lineup. With air suspension as standard on all models, the Discovery rides smoothly. It's even more comfortable on smaller wheels, as larger alloys do cause some harsher jolts from the rear axle over more severe bumps, but that's not too much of a surprise given that the Disco has been designed to carry 7 people and luggage. On smoother roads, the Discovery's weight, This is still easily a 2-ton plus car despite the weight savings from the new chassis, means it moves with the road in a gentle, languid fashion, corsetting its occupants nicely. The steering is slow and not the most precise, so the Discovery isn't a particularly agile car in its class to drive. There's lots of body roll in faster corners, but this suits the relaxed, relatively soothing ride. The refined powertrains help, too. All engines are mated to an 8-speed automatic gearbox and Land Rover's permanent 4-wheel drive system mated to the firm's terrain response 2 setup. This technology can automatically sense what ground it's driving over and adjust the parameters of the engine and transmissions to suit. Alternatively, you can do this manually with the terrain response dial, but either way, despite its revised styling and even more upmarket approach, the Discovery is still unrivaled when it comes to off-road performance. This automatic feature adds to the easy, relaxed and unhurried nature with which the Discovery goes about its business. It is easily one of the most refined, comfortable and practical cars on sale today. Its incredible size means the Discovery can be a little more challenging to thread down a narrow country road as well as park, although there are plenty of features to help you with the latter. The weight means you need to get your braking done nice and early, but it still feels safe and reassured, with more than enough stopping power. Engines. To widen the car's appeal, Land Rover has developed a new version of its Ingenium 2.0-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine for the Discovery. With 2 turbos to boost low-end response and high-end power, there's 237 bhp and 500 Nm of torque on offer, meaning even the 4-cylinder model offers adequate performance. Officially, 0 to 60 miles per hour comes up in 8.0 seconds while top speed stands at 121 miles per hour. It's fair to say there's an adequate level of performance on offer, mainly thanks to the decent amount of torque on tap. You can cruise along in the SD4 in relative refinement as long as you don't ask too much of the engine. It's torquey low down and only grumbles higher up the rev range. The 254 bhp 3.0-liter V6 diesel is much smoother and has a more melodious engine note. With 600 Nm of torque, the performance is effortless. Where the SD4 feels a little strained, this TD6 feels muscular, even though both will tow the same maximum 3,500 kilograms. Performance is good with the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint taking 7.7 seconds. Top speed stands at 130 miles per hour, but it's the low-end response and punchier mid-range that'd make you buy the V6, along with the more refined engine note. The SI6666 supercharged V6 petrol will be a niche choice for UK buyers, but it's still a sweet unit. Taken from sister brand Jaguar, it produces 335 bhp, which is enough to propel the chunky Discovery from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an impressive 6.9 seconds. In reality, it doesn't feel that much faster than the TD6 because the petrol motor only kicks out 450 Nm of torque and it's produced higher up the rev range than the diesels at 3,500 rpm. However, the muted V6 growl from under the bonnet on full throttle is nice. MPG, CO2 and running costs. 3.8 star. 4-cylinder diesel gives Disco more competitive economy, but it still lags behind rivals. Combined with the weight reduction, adding a 4-cylinder diesel to the Discovery range has helped lower CO2 emissions. However, with the SD4's 171G/km output, it still lags behind the D5 Power Pulse unit in the Volvo XC90 and even the more powerful V6 TDI in the Audi Q7. Official fuel economy stands at 43.5 mpg, but we only recorded just under 31 mpg on our road test over plenty of mixed use. The claims drop to 189 g/km CO2 and 39.2 mpg for the TD6 and a hefty 254 g/km CO2 and 26.0 mpg for the SI6, although we wouldn't expect much more than 20 mpg for the V6 petrol even under light driving. However, with a 77-liter fuel tank, the Discovery's cruising range should be extensive, Our recorded economy figures for the SD4 means you'll easily travel more than 500 miles between fill UPS. Insurance groups. The entry-level Discovery S is only available with the SD4 unit and is rated at Group 33, which is still relatively high. With plenty of tech on offer and options pushing the value of the car up, it's no surprise that a top-spec house luxury with the TD6 diesel is rated at Group 42, so will be fairly costly to insure. We had a quote of £1,090 for a year's fully comprehensive cover on an house SD4 model for our sample driver, a 42-year male driver living in Banbury with 3 points on their license. Depreciation. As with most Land Rovers, the brand image and desirability of the badge means the Discovery's residual values should be strong. The entry-level model will hold on to just under 50% of its value, but it's not predicted to sell that well anyway. SE, house, and house luxury with both the SD4 and TD6 engines will retain around 57 to 59% of their value, which is good for a big SUV. However, this drops to around 50% for the SI6 petrol, highlighting its relative stance as an outsider for UK buyers. Interior, design, and technology. 4.7 star. Range Rover levels of quality and refinement plus even more tech and practicality give the Discovery a winning edge. The new aluminium monocoque chassis means Land Rover has been able to offer even more space inside. Starting with the third row of seats, the Land Rover offers more legroom than either the Volvo XC90 or the Audi Q7, accommodating fully grown adults with relative ease if the middle row of seats is slid forward slightly. Even if you do this, passengers in the second row will still have plenty of legroom. Alternatively, if you're only carrying 5, you can maximize passenger space by sliding the middle seats back. There'll still be more than enough luggage room on offer if you do so. Elsewhere, quality is first rate, with Range Rover standards of materials and refinement. The infotainment and climate controls are all very similar, except the panel housing the ventilation controls flips down to reveal a storage compartment for mobile phones and sunglasses. There are plenty of other areas to stow items, including a huge bin beneath the twin cup holders, a large central storage area under the center armrest, that can be refrigerated, and big door bins in the front and rear. There's also a twin glove box arrangement for even more practicality, while even third-row passengers get storage areas for trinkets. Like the exterior design, Land Rover has evolved the Discovery's cabin design so it feels much more modern and upmarket, yet it mixes this with a robust nature in a way that Land Rover has become famous for. The dials aren't quite as clever as on some rivals, as both the XC90 and Q7 offer more sophisticated digital displays, but the screens and infotainment, including the optional rear seat entertainment pack, give the Disco a luxurious, high-tech feel. Sat NAV, stereo and infotainment. The Discovery's infotainment system is so much more than just a Sat NAV. With Land Rover's In-Control Remote Premium app, you can fold the rear seats from your smartphone. You can do it through the 10-inch touchscreen, too, as well as check information, such as fuel level, and unlock the doors. With the 365 pounds advanced tow assist option, you can easily reverse with a trailer, changing direction using the terrain response select wheel. The system gives you guidelines on when to turn. Along with the upgraded stereo and Land Rover's connected services, there are 6 USB sockets, so there's plenty of scope to charge gadgets. There's so much functionality and gadget connectivity on offer. You can even sync your Apple Watch through the remote app, although CarPlay isn't offered, that it highlights the infotainment system's weakest point. The interface and response to inputs aren't the slickest, with a bit of lag noticeable after presses of the screen. Practicality, comfort, and boot space. 4.8 star. Disco's interior is luxurious and cavernous, offering exactly what you want from a large, upmarket 7-seat SUV. In 7-seat form, the Disco serves up 258 liters of luggage space. This increases to 1,137 liters with the rearmost seats folded down, meaning there's more luggage room on offer than in its main rivals. Drop the second row of seats too and the Discovery delivers a cavernous 2,406 liters, meaning there's as much room in the rear as in some small vans, or it feels like it, at least. Depending on which trim level you opt for, there are plenty of clever ways to fold the seats, too. With the upgraded infotainment system, you can drop the back seats individually using the touch screen, while there's also a smartphone app that lets you raise and lower the seats remotely. Fundamentally, the Disco offers acres of space, so no matter how big your family, the car caters for them with plenty of comfort and lots of versatility. Our only minor gripe is that while you fold the backrests of the middle row seats electrically, you have to slide the seat bases manually to climb into the very back. The aperture it leaves isn't huge, but adequate compared to the tighter XC90 and Q7. Size. At nearly 5 meters long and more than 2 meters wide, the Discovery feels vast on the road. However, it's not too much larger than the XC90, while it's actually shorter than the Q7. The Land Rover's tank-like feel on the road stems from its chassis setup, as it's not quite as agile as either the Volvo or Audi. However, while this gives it a more cumbersome feel in corners, it's also extremely relaxed and offers better use of space inside, given its footprint. Legroom, headroom and passenger space. No matter what configuration the seats are in, if you're sat in the middle row, there'll be plenty of room even with the bench slid all the way forward. This gives third row passengers even more space, and in this configuration it's really the only car in its class that can accommodate 2 fully grown adults in the rear in relative comfort. Shoulder room is good, while the Discovery's traditional stepped roof also offers decent headroom in the very back. This is necessary because of the stadium seating layout, where backseat passengers are mounted slightly higher up to give a better view forward. These cars will probably be bought by families, so with plenty of ISO-fix tethering points, the Discovery should offer lots of versatility if you've got young children still in car seats. Boot. The Discovery's boot is huge, but importantly it's also a uniform shape. There's a dedicated storage space for the load cover when you're using all 7 seats, while opening and closing is easy with a power tailgate that features gesture control tech on the top trim level, so it will open if you flick your foot under the bumper. This should help if you are returning to the car with lots of bags. One big change for this new Discovery is the lack of a split tailgate. It's something of a Disco trademark, and Land Rover knows this, so has come up with a clever solution. The one-piece hatch opens, revealing an electrically operated flip-down ledge that can support up to 300 kilograms. It's a neat trick that adds yet another practical touch and should mean Disco owners won't have to sacrifice any usability when it comes to owning this 5th-generation model. Reliability and safety. 4.2 star. A decent level of safety kit means all Discos should offer lots of protection for the family. All models in the range get autonomous braking as standard, which helped the Discovery achieve a full 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating when it was crash tested. You can upgrade the standard safety systems with optional extras and packs, or by going for higher trim levels. 8 airbags and lane departure warning are also standard, but you have to upgrade to house spec if you want safety kit like blind spot warning and reverse traffic recognition. A rear view camera is also standard, but if you want adaptive cruise, that's an extra, while safety packs adding features like Q Assist semi-autonomous driving can also be had. When it comes to reliability, Land Rover's reputation isn't the best, as shown by its 22nd place result out of 32 brands in our most recent driver power owner satisfaction survey. However, its strong off-road performance means it's been thoroughly engineered for the job, so it should easily cope with a harsh British winter on the road. Warranty. The Discovery's warranty is just a little bit better than the standard for the class with 3 years unlimited mileage coverage. There's also 3 years free roadside recovery. Servicing. Land Rover offers a competitively priced service pack, which includes 5 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first, worth of routine maintenance for as much as a full service on an Audi Q7. Its other main rival from Volvo also isn't as competitive when it comes to routine maintenance costs.